So your child wants to be a content creator. Today, let's talk about how we can take that passion and turn it into high school credit. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today. I am really enjoying this series of showing you guys how I have learned to take some of the things that your kids are passionate about, my kids are passionate about, and to be able to give them high school credit for these things. To be able to say, hey, this is something my kid's interested in. Why do I need to fill in all these other classes that may be something they're not interested in? And I can give them high school credit classes to train them for things that they want to do anyways. So that's why I'm doing this entire series on elective tracks, to be able to help your child. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface again. If your child has already started year 1, year 2, year 3 of high school, and they can't fulfill all these, that's okay. The goal of these classes is for you to be able to picture, if you're starting from freshman year, how to do 4 years of that, or if they're just stuck and they need some extra classes to fill in, and there's something that they're interested in doing once they finish high school, then they can turn around and they can go and say, hey, here's some classes I could take that would actually help me get into a job that I want to do. And that's the other thing too, is this elective track isn't just for YouTube. This could help them to get a career in film industry, or to be able to apply for colleges where they would need these kinds of classes. So today, we are solely going to be talking about how we're going to line up those elective classes. This is not talking about literature, science, math. This is specifically talking about electives. And now, at least in the state of Tennessee, you're required 6 elective classes to be able to graduate high school. So there is still 2 classes that would be missing from this list to fill that whole 6 list. But this is 1 elective class each year to be able to complete this, which if your child is on college bound anyways, which honestly I still think college bound is one of the easiest tracks to do unless you have a modified path, then you also are still going to be taking 2 years of foreign language, and that kind of fills in that gap for those other 2 elective classes. This is how you would take your electives track and say, this is what my child wants to do. I want to do this thing. So today we're just talking about those video creator elective tracks. So we are going to switch over to an untitled spreadsheet, and simply at the top, we're going to go up to the top and put video, and you're going to hear me typing because I still haven't figured out how to do that yet. Hi, I can type. Video creator. Again, for any of our members to our channel, you do get this, the link to this free as part of your membership, and this is a way to say thank you. If you're not a member of our channel and you want access to this as a PDF, as a checklist to be able to show your umbrella school, because these are classes that are literally listed under high school elective classes for high school. It can be umbrella schools do it. These are actual class names that you can Google off of the internet, and then these would be a description that you can give, because I know some states like New York, they require you to have a plan of action. You can't just put I'm going to spoiler for here in a second. The first class is photography, where my kids, I can just put photography. They're taking pictures 150 hours. In the state of New York, they require a little bit more than that. So we're going to be covering a little bit more of that and showing you how to present that to them to give them credit for this. But if you're not a channel member and that's just not where you are right now and you want access to this, a $1 super thanks on this video, and I will email it to you. We don't spam email. We only send you what you need. And I forgot that I need to not bang on my desk because it actually goes through the mic. So I'm going to click right here and hope that OBS is still recording. Yes, it is. OBS is the software I use to screen record one monitor, and then I can watch on the other. But today I need to copy and paste. Also, I'm going to apologize because the weather in East Tennessee has been very, very, very weird. We had it snow when our humidity dropped, and where we live in East Tennessee is a temperate rainforest. Going a week without rain makes us panic. So when it snowed, it pulled all the moisture out of the air, and everybody now sounds nasally this week. So I apologize for that. Let's start talking about this. So for today, I went ahead and redid these to make it a little bit faster so it's not a 30-minute video like it has been. So line item number 1, we are simply going to be talking about, spoiler, video creator. That's it. That's the name of this elective track, is we're going to be calling it video creator. The basic way that I break this down is there's going to be the years right here, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Now some of these elective tracks, if you watch some of the other videos, there will be options for summer school. My kids prefer to do summer school because they get credit for classes that they already are working on anyways. One of mine wanted to do year-round foreign language, so she got credit for that. Another one of mine prefers to do math year-round because she says she remembers it better, so we give her credit for that. So if you want to give your kids credit for some of the summer stuff that they're already doing anyways, there are other ones. This one only has 4, but I'm pretty sure you actually could possibly do some summer study with it. But I don't have it listed for this class for like summer studies, but there will be some in the future. But for now, we're going to have year 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put the class name here, and we're going to put the study here. So again, what we are talking about is year 1. And like I said, we put it here, year 1. So the first class that you are literally starting with, and I already gave this as a spoiler, is photography. So this one is pretty simple, and also I kind of have to explain this a little bit because some people are like, but that's not filming. So if you watch our videos, you know that I have been doing a lot more editing with our thumbnails. I have been doing more work with YouTube right now. The way it is, it's not me. I hate it, but the way it is right now, currently 2025, YouTube, to roll out like a lot of AI generated content, wants you to have your face on the thumbnail. So I've learned how to do that. So honestly, if you're looking at video creation, any kind of graphic design, things like that, you're going to need to learn how to do photography. You need to learn how to do those still shots first. It helps you to learn how to use the camera, get comfortable with the camera. And honestly, I feel like for at least my kids, it is a lot less stress to start with the camera and start doing those still shots and learn how to focus with it than it is starting with filming. I think they have learned a lot better because, like, being YouTube kids, they do actually do videos. I mean, I've put videos up and titled them when they have their own videos. But they are definitely way more comfortable with the still shots than the filming, but they have learned to start getting into filming because we started with the still shots first. Plus, also, like I said, with the still shots, they're going to learn how to make the thumbnails. They're going to learn how to do the graphic design. And sometimes you can make videos of just still shots, and sometimes that's going to be a necessity, and you need to learn how to zoom in and zoom out and pan things, and you need to learn how to like really focus on getting that perfect angle, and doing still shots first is a great way to start with that. And I promised you all I wouldn't take as long today, so let's keep moving. So the next one that we're going to work on is year 2, which obviously would be your sophomore year. The class that I have suggested for this, and this is all suggestions, but these are classes that I've pulled off of actual class lists for high school students, okay? The next class suggestion is filmmaking. So what is filmmaking? Again, if I put the class name here, the study here is what is it, so that you can put these in. Also for photography, let me add this really quick because I did not put it in my original notes. For photography, this is another one of those 150-hour classes. You really need to make sure that they are doing the 150 hours. So for any class that's not like sit-down bookwork like math or science, they have to have hours to complete it. Photography is one of those classes. So with mine, I'm a little less stressed because Tennessee is a little more lax with photography class or like hands-on classes like this. I'm a little less stressed about getting those 150 hours. My goal is whenever we have stuff, like we recently had snow again. I don't know why, but we recently had snow again. I sent them outside and said, your project for today is to take one snow image, whether it be a bird or landscape or like a different camera angle or something. Show me something that you did with the snow. So for me, like, I focus more on like those, like giving them tasks and seeing if they will follow through with those tasks and to see what their final product is for that. But like I said, New York, I know after talking with another mom from New York, they're a lot more specific about these. So like those states, you record like 150 hours. One of the classes I've done is PE. I graphed out PE for my oldest one because at that time that was a necessity. We actually don't have to do it anymore. So like for PE, I would put the date here. I would put what we did. Like one time we hiked Klingman's Dome, and then we hiked Andrews Ball the same day, and it was 4 hours. And then at the bottom of it, I did the equal sum, and then it turned red until I equaled 150 hours. And that was how we tracked it. If we did a lot of shopping, I counted that as walking because we were doing a lot of walking on that shopping day. So I would put that in there. And so that's a way you can track it. And again, I can show you how to do that. I can help you make spreadsheets to plan all that out. Yeah, you just track those 150 hours. There are actually free classes on Teachers Pay Teachers for photography as well. So if you're ever short on stuff, you can actually just Google free whatever class you're working on, and then if your school requires it, you can punch that in. And I'm not saying like do it and then don't do it. What I'm saying is you can use that as like a springboard to help you get those classes required and to be able to focus on it as you need to. So let's go back to filmmaking. Again, filmmaking is focusing more on the producing side of the video making versus just capturing pictures or videos. What does that mean? So there are times that I have to sit down, like today, I had to sit down to film this. I needed to have OBS up and ready. I needed to have where you can't see my whole screen while I'm recording so that my personal information is not shared. Unboxing videos, you have to remove labels before you do it so people don't see your home address. Lighting, I've got a light on right here. I wish I had a background because like my desk is in a corner though. So right now setting up the backdrop behind me is not very realistic, and you can see the heater like right there. I kind of really need that right now because it's cold. But like setting up backdrops, setting up, getting ready to film. And then also, like I said, just it's producing side. I have one that's interested in starting to do filming. And so we had to look at like, okay, you're going to need XYZ products to be able to, I don't want to spoil it because like she's really excited about doing this project. It helps the teens be able to focus on what kind of videos do I want to make for this? Because we're going to get there. There will be videos. We'll get there in a second. What kind of videos do you want to make? What supplies do you need? Reach out to somebody, ask them. I know we watch, like Matt and I mostly watch YouTube. Like unless we're watching Disney movies with the kids or Disney series with the kid on Disney Plus, or sometimes on Paramount Plus, mostly Disney right now because Disney Crew is coming up. We watch YouTubers, and whenever they are streaming on Twitch, like playing like Phasmophobia or Among Us or Minecraft, just Minecraft. People sometimes be in the comments be like, hey, I've thought about starting. What do I do? They'll answer it as long as you're not like, hey, come follow my channel, guys. As long as you're not doing that. If they actually legitimately want to start asking these questions, there are some content creators who will help you get started. I'm one of those. I actually have helped people set up their channels before. But yeah, so filmmaking, their goal here is not to have a finished film product. Their goal here is to just focus on what does it take to actually start producing these videos. What kind of videos am I going to make, and what do I need to do that product? If you want them to, yes, they could do like one video at the end of the year as their credit, but that's not really the main focus of this class. If I think you guys understand what I'm saying, that they need to see that there's more than just pulling out a camera, making a quick shot and uploading it. Sometimes there has to be planning and prep and supplies that you need to finish this class. Once they've learned how to do the photography, once they've learned how to do the filmmaking and the producing side of it, then we're going to move on to the class called videography. Now, videography is also not a finished product. Videography is simply, if you Google it, the class is for tools you need to create the film. Okay, I know what you guys are going to say. You literally just talked about tools we need to make the video. This is different. Filmmaking is the production of a video, what a producer needs to get things ready. Props, like I said, removing labels from stuff, making sure your privacy is secure, where you're going to film, when you're going to film, best timing. Videography is actually the study of cameras, lighting, microphones. And honestly, if they're looking into doing filmmaking on their own anyways, this gives them an entire year to start looking at comparing, watching videos. There are so many videos. Like every time my camera breaks, I pull up a YouTube video because I'm like, okay, it's not doing this now. Now, how do I fix it? There's whole videos on that. So they could literally start researching what camera do I want and sit down with you. And most of these people are going to have clean videos because they're not going to want to be flagged on YouTube. But there's clean videos that you and your teens can sit down and watch, compare, contrast cameras. And now this gives them a budget and a goal of what can I save up for to purchase this specific camera that I need for what I want. Like for us, we have the ZV-1 that you're watching right here. We have a GoPro that we use for action and water shots. And then sometimes for just easier filming sake, we film on our smartphones. And so also that's another thing you need to look at is like, okay, if I'm going to upgrade this specific smartphone, which one has the best filming quality so that when I'm filming and I'm like out and about and busy and don't have the camera on me, or if I just want to do this quick shot, what do I need for that? Because this one and the GoPro both don't turn on very fast, whereas this turns on faster. So like if we're in the middle of a moment and we're out like filming an experience, I probably will shoot it on my phone first and foremost because it can do it like that. That's what videography is. It's studying those tools, giving them wish lists, giving them shopping, letting them study things. Like you can even talk to them about things like, I think you can kind of see my mic right here. Both my mics have windsocks on them because we learned after our first Disney trip, whenever we had the G7X Mark 1 and Mark 2, the Mark 1 went to Disney with us, the Mark 2 went to our first Michigan Mackinac Island trip. There was a lot of wind in the background, and there were a couple shots that we didn't get a really good clear shot because you could hear so like it was really hard to get those shots. I don't even know if you'd be able to hear that because the windsock on both mics. But and then like I have a shield here because every time I would say the letter P or the letter A, it would just suddenly spike. And this has helped a lot with that setup. That's what videography is all about. Then once you have the photography down, once you have the filmmaking and learn that you're going to have to do some production, planning, time, figuring out what you want to do. And I'm the worst person to ask what a niche because I have a whole spectrum, which I tell people like I just film who we are. Like normally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I focus on like life around the house and everyday life, grocery hauls, cleaning, things that we're doing around home, snow days. Thursdays are designated to how we homeschool and get to still live this travel lifestyle, and Fridays are all travel. But then sometimes we'll upload things like we recently uploaded like when the girls opened their miraculous boxes because we thought that was a fun experience that people could share and could appreciate. You still have to think about filmmaking and like what you want to do. But yeah, once you have the photos down, once you have the filmmaking down, once you know what supplies you need to do it, now you can work on the video editing. Now, I will say that some umbrella schools or some school curriculums may allow you to combine filmmaking and videography. Like, say your first semester you do filmmaking and then the second semester you do videography. You can do that. However, some of the schools are very specific that if you do that, you may not get a full credit for one full credit for filmmaking and one full credit for videography. They may want you to cut that up into half credit classes. So work with your umbrella school, talk to them, see what you want to do. Also, you could do videography as a summer class and then do video editing your junior year. And then your senior year, you could look at something like entrepreneurship or apprenticeship or something like that they could do like on the job training. But let's talk into the video editing. This is the one that your end of year goal is to write a script, film it, edit, and present the final project. Saying editing, that's kind of scary. I will go ahead and say we use Adobe. It's expensive. It is a very expensive one, but it works for us. We use Adobe because it includes Photoshop. It includes Premiere Pro. It has the Adobe Auditions that we sometimes use for camera or voice recording like we're doing right now. But actually, we're not right now. Hi, one second. Actually, today, we actually switched to using OBS because my computer's a little bit older now. So now my computer software is like out of date on my screen record. So now I've had to switch to OBS to screen record because the one that my computer naturally uses is out of date. So now with OBS, And that's something else you can talk about with filmmaking and videography, with videography, is like OBS or not. Use something else. Use different ones. Which honestly, if you're not doing screen recording, you probably don't need OBS. That's the reason I have OBS, is just for the screen recording. But yeah. So this one is literally just their end-of-year goal. They're going to write a script, they're going to film it, they're going to edit, and then they're going to present the final project. Now, presenting final project, let me clarify very, very loudly. I am not encouraging minors to make YouTube videos on their own, because the internet is not always a safe place for minor content creators. Interpret that as you will. That's just where I'm going to leave it. Is I'm not encouraging you to have a teenager upload a video of themselves with their full face onto the internet. Yes, I have one that's looking into it. My dog is going nuts now because the kids are waking up because it's that time of morning. Yes. That is not what I'm saying. So literally present final project. They could just finish it and then have it in a presentable format. They could still process it through Premiere Pro or whatever software. I have a free one on my phone. They could just finish editing a video and just have it in a presentable format where like you and your family can sit down one night and watch the final product together. They can learn how to do still shots, whatever they want to do. The goal here is, number one, have fun. Have fun. This is such a fun class track that you can do because it's something that's not like super high stress class to do. Number two, you can, again, because this does involve video creator, another summer class you can optionally look at is internet safety is now a high school credit class. And there's several places where you can do it. I know Khan Academy has a free class. There are some Christian groups that are working to make like classes for like Christian private schools or homeschools to be able to do for talking about internet safety. But that's also a class that you can have. But that also, honestly, in my opinion, falls under filmmaking, is you need to have those hard talks with your teens of like, hey, you can't just, you have to be safe when you're uploading these things. That's it, you guys. That is the video creator class track. These are just ideas that you can have with your teens. Like I said, be safe with the internet. Be safe with uploading things. I'm not saying this is how, I'm not encouraging your teens to go out there and film themselves and throw it on the random internet because, like I said, guys, let's just leave it at that. But if you have any other questions about this specific track, things that you might be interested in, let me know in the comments below. Thank you to all my members for supporting this content, allowing us to continue making videos, and thank you to every single one of you for liking, watching, positive comments, and subscribing, and we will see you next time.